Doodlebud here. We're going to be giving away this beautiful fountain pen from Gravitas. So I'm going to give you a review, run you through the pen size comparison, writing sample, all that good stuff. Plus, we'll give you the details on how you can enter to win. So stick around and let's run through it. So I was very fortunate to be contacted by Ben Walsh of Gravitas Pens, and he wanted to send me some for review. 5 in all. This is the third one of the batch. And I thought, let's give one of these away. I think this is a really sharp pen, very popular. This is the same pen, not the same color, but that Peter Draws did a review on as well. And I just want to say thank you to everyone, because I don't think I would have been contacted if it's not for everyone who's been watching and subscribing and commenting and interacting. So I thought I want to give back. So here we go. Keep your eyes peeled on the review, because this is what you might be taking home. We have a very cigar-like shaped pen. This is a full metal pen, full aluminum. So his other pens have, not all of them, but a good chunk of them have the stainless steel section, which has the black coating via PVD applied to it as well. So this one's all aluminum, nice and light, very sharp. Like I said, cigar lines on it. Flush on here as well, and on top of that there's these little beads at the back. When you first see that, you think, oh, that's interesting, no big deal. That's actually a synthetic sapphire, corundum as it's called. Super hard. In fact, Ben showed me, I know some people got upset with the smashing on the pen the other day. My intent wasn't to break it, just to show that is a solid chunk of pen. This, he actually said afterwards, he said he should have used this pen because this thing can shatter stuff. He's actually tested it on floor tiles. It breaks tiles. That's to make sure that it's the real deal, but also to make sure when these get fitted in that they are in there and aren't going to pop out. So that is interesting feature. Haven't seen a corundum tipped pen before. Back to the main body, you can see very sleek. You can just see the line here from the cap on the body. And of course has the Gravitas logo on there as well. That's again done by a laser ablation. So that's laser engraved in there, his own setup that he customized himself as well. Pen is a triple start thread, so it's a 6061 aluminum. It's a little bead blasted before anodizing for a beautiful smooth finish, and one turn, just over one turn, to fully uncap the pen. Again, the threads being so good, you can just spin this thing on and off. Of course, when I'm on camera, it's tough to do it because I'm not holding the pen naturally, but there we go. You can just spin that on and off, close it shut real quick as well, and the focus is going crazy. So hopefully you're not getting sick from all that, good gosh. But really nice threads. You know, me and my threads always, that's Achilles heel for me on some pens. These ones, none of his have had sub-perfect threads. On top of that, so this is one of the things you got to deal with when you have a flush pen. So a lot of pens, the cap goes over top. For example, as you can see here, when you do that, you don't have a step down, but when you go flush, you're gonna have a step down. That's just how it's gonna work. So to avoid that, what he did is, again, there's a little chamfer on here. It's a 60-degree chamfer, just to make that transition nice and smooth. And you got a reasonably long section as well, so lots of place to put your fingers, reasonable width. I'll put all the details in the description, but I believe section goes from around 12 to 11 millimeters. The threads are quite nice, so even if you hold the pen back, that's not going to bother you. Yeah, and just no harshness around that step. There's just, you know, a lot of people like, myself included, that whole sleek look, but the trade-off typically is a sharp step. He's alleviated that as well with the design. Sitting on top is a Jowo nib. In this case, this is a broad nib. Where is the B? It's somewhere on there. There it is. So this is a broad. So lots of tipping material, nice and wet, nice and juicy, good flow. You're going to see a writing sample. I thought I'd do that too, because this is the one that Peter Draws had on his pen. I believe he had a broad when he did his review. I checked it out quickly as well. No cap liner, but it sits down. We got a nice little collar here at the end of the section. In the cap, there's a corresponding bore, so those two surfaces mate and actually provide a nice seal. Have not had any issues with dry out whatsoever. And, you know, being super keen on details that I am, and also I've discovered Ben Walsh's as well, he's ensured that the collar of the pen is touching in the cap, and that these two aren't getting squished. So there's if you can't pick it up on this camera at all on the phone here, but if you get in there, there is the slightest gap to ensure that. So just all those little details, those are things that may not be important to you at all, but for me, those are things that if I didn't do that in a design, I wouldn't be working there anymore. So again, nice threads going onto the main body of the pen. A converter is included. The extra detail of the Gravitas logo on the converter. On a previous video, I mentioned these are even a premium converter with his pens. And if you order, new from the site, he also includes 5 premium ink cartridges as well. The Pelican 4001, the 4001 ink line, the royal blue. So yeah, even just all those little details I have really enjoyed. The nib it's nice and plain sort of to go with this sleek. I know sometimes the Jowo nibs have the work on them as well. This is very smooth, very plain, kind of goes along with there. Maybe one day a logo appears on there as well. Who knows what type of tricks he's got. Plastic feet, standard stuff on there. But again, every nib before it goes out is checked and tuned. And I have not had same thing, one issue whatsoever with the nibs. So again, that's not easy to do, especially I've been throwing questions back and forth at Ben there from Gravitas. He's a one-man show, so he's running the whole deal himself, packaging the pens, doing the nibs, of course the design, the marketing, the customer service, all the legal that happens, all the stuff that's going on. He's running the deal. So I'm really impressed that it just goes to show you when someone's really committed to their product and every single angle, what they can accomplish. So I'm going to get to a writing sample here pretty quick, fill you in on the details, how to enter, so you can potentially win the pen. But again, just a quick thanks from me to everyone who's been watching, subscribing, commenting, and interacting on the videos. Big thanks again. Doing a quick size comparison here, we got the Gravitas pens in the middle. We got a Model 8 Ranga and a Model 9. Both have that classic cigar shape, kind of similar to that. The Good Blue pen, and then the Mont Blanc 149 TWSBI Eco, and a Narwhal. Overall length, it's like 147 or 148, if memory serves me right, millimeters, that is, obviously, and 32 grams for a weight. So good size, nice and light, not crazy. But another cool thing, not only if you saw this pen on other manufacturers' site, a pen similar to this, you could maybe choose a few different colors, and that'd be about it. With Gravitas, it's not just a few different colors. There's crazy finishes like Skittles and all sorts of things. Then there's different materials. You can get this pen in stainless steel as well. And then there's laser ablation, and then different versions. I think there's a Cerakote coating coming out. And there's a brand new orange sherbet looking one that just came out as well. So that's what's really neat. Typically you just have nib options and maybe a couple colors here. It's colors, materials, finishes, all sorts of wild options, which is really great to see. So check the description. I'll have all the details in there. And of course, you can just go to gravitaspens.com to get more as well. For today's writing sample, I will be using Jade Noir by Monteverde. I figured nice dark green ink to go with the dark green pen. The paper is from 10 Pen, a little pack that was included with a purchase that recently arrived, review coming soon. And the writing sample, this will be a note to whoever wins the pen, just wishing you congratulations on doing so as well. So the nib is really nice. It's a broad, obviously. That means it's wet, and larger surface area means nice and smooth as well. I don't know if I've ever come across a broad nib pen that wasn't ultra smooth. So this one's really great. The hand tuning really shows it's being done as well. Yeah, I really enjoy the pen. Again, it's a metal section, anodized, and typically a lot of times those can be slick, but just the profile of the pen and the size, at least for me, this suits my hand pretty well. It's not as slick as some other ones, just kind of like my, what is it called? The Diplomat. I'm trying to talk and write at the same time, so you're going to have your hopes you enjoy the pen. That's what I'll just put the S in there. Hopes you enjoy the pen. Enjoy it. Oh gosh, it's tough to do this and talk at the same time. But what I was saying is on the Diplomat Aero, It's slick, but also it just has to do with the profile of the section that for me, it's just a little bit too slick for me to hold sometimes. I'll give you the classic mango chutney, the check for flow in all directions. And yeah, really nice and nice and wet. That was a bad C on that mango chutney. So there you go. So whoever wins the pen, there's the writing sample to go with it. I'll give you my final thoughts here on the pen and then tell you how you can go ahead and win it. So overall, you know, it looks really sharp. That little detail at the end, that's pretty slick as well. That's neat. Didn't have to do that. I haven't seen anyone else do that. The overall quality of the machining is good. The coating is quite nice. That's a sharp detail. Well, not sharp, I should say, to avoid that the unpleasantness of step downs typically with these types of pens. The threads are really on point as well. So everything, I really enjoy the pen. It's very comfortable as well, and having a nice nib that's tuned and it's not skipping and good flow. These are all mega positives. The only negatives could be, obviously, it's smooth and round and rolly. So it doesn't have a roll stop or a clip, and you know that's obvious by the design. Another thing, as I didn't mention it, it doesn't post. But pens with this type of design and these dimensions, it's not going to anyways. But for my pretty large hand, it fits in there no problem being posted. Unless it posted, you know, down that deep, it would be too long anyways. So really well made pen. Really enjoy it. Let's get to the details. So if you haven't yet, what you have to do is just subscribe to the channel. And so do that. That's what's helping me grow the channel and be able to do these types of reviews and therefore giveaways. So that's great. And leave a comment. Now you can leave whatever comment you like. If you're unsure of what topic or something, maybe a couple of suggestions on some pens for me to get a hold of, obviously within reason, or some ideas to test out. I have quite a few I'm actually working on right now. Maybe I'll let you know on one of them. I'm thinking of doing a at-home PVD coating, so make my own magnetron sputter coater. Getting a little aggressive here with the torch. But yeah, so any ideas you have on videos would be cool, just to help me along with thinking what you guys are looking for. So I'm going to end it off. I'm going to literally seal the deal and going to put it on here, hopefully not burn my finger. Got the Doodlebud logo ready to go. So let's pop it on there. I'm going to let that cool. Hopefully this comes off nice for you. Oh, that was really good. So the draw is going to be on Wednesday, February 16th, just a little bit after Valentine's Day there. The announcement will come on to the community page, so take a look at that. If you're subscribed, of course, it'll come onto your feed. And yeah, we'll pick one randomly out of the comments. So again, leave whatever comments you like, but just some ideas from the viewers is always helpful. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks again to Ben Walsh at Gravitas Pens for supplying some wicked pens to review. And we'll end it on that one, and we will just have to catch you next time.